Are you dealing with the challenge of selling a house with multiple heirs? Do you feel lost in the process and unsure of what steps to take next? Selling a house can be a daunting task, especially when it comes to dividing the proceeds among multiple heirs. This situation can create confusion, disagreements, and even legal disputes if not handled properly. But don't worry, we've got you covered. In this video, we'll guide you through the essential steps to successfully sell a house with multiple heirs. From preparing the property to selecting the right agent and negotiating the sale, we've got you covered. So whether you're an executor, an heir, or a real estate professional, watch till the end of the video and learn how to sell a house with multiple heirs. Hi, my name is Andy Moss with Treetop Estate Solutions. Every day, I'm getting calls and emails from people going through the process of either probate or the process of selling an inherited property. Our goal is to take some of the stress off of what is an already difficult situation. If you'd like to know more about going through the probate process, such as selling a personal property, dealing with an inherited property, or helping to find the right care for loved ones that have been left behind, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications so you can be informed and up to date on all that's available to you. When a loved one passes away, they may leave behind a personal home or other property that needs to be sold. If there are multiple heirs involved, things can get a little bit tricky. Disagreements can arise over the sale price, commissions, or even the distribution of the overall proceeds. It's important to handle this situation with care and sensitivity while also ensuring that everyone's interests are taken into account and taken care of. Let's get into the next steps that you need to take to make sure that your sale goes smoothly. Number one is understanding the situation. So first things first, let's talk about overall legalities. When a person passes away, their property is typically going to go through the process of probate unless that property was part of a trust. During this process, the court will determine the validity of the will, and if there is no will, the court will decide how the property should be distributed amongst the heirs. Now, when it comes to selling an inherited property, all heirs have to agree upon the sale unless otherwise. This means that communication and collaboration amongst the heirs is absolutely crucial. If disagreements arise, it's important to seek legal advice to ensure that everyone's interests are protected. There are different scenarios that can occur when selling an inherited house with multiple heirs. For example, some heirs may want to keep the property and turn it into a rental, while others may want to sell it immediately to be done with it and get their cash out so they can move on to the next thing. It's important to consider everyone's options and goals before making a decision overall. Understanding the situation is the first step in successfully selling the inherited house. Communication, collaboration, seeking legal advice are all needed and essential because you want to protect yourself and everybody else. When we're in a situation where there are multiple parties involved, we typically use a software platform that everybody, including attorneys and accountants, have access to. This provides complete transparency throughout the entire process so nobody feels out of the loop or left behind. Number two, we've got to prepare the house for the sale. So now that we're aware of the situation and the route that we want to take, let's talk about preparing the house for sale. One of the first things to consider is necessary repairs and renovations. It's important to discuss with all the heirs which are the repairs necessary and what repairs or renovations will increase the property's value. Typically, we advise against any kind of major renovations as they usually don't get a return on their investment. This would include renovating bathrooms and kitchens. However, every home is different and it's important to get the advice of a professional before putting any of your own money into the property, not to mention the time that it takes to do these major renovations. Next, decluttering and staging the house is crucial. This is where all the heirs can have their input and should be taken into account, but it's also important to consider that you want to create a neutral and inviting space for any potential buyers. A professional staging company can be a great investment to ensure that the house is really presented in the best possible light. Finally, hiring a professional home inspector is also a wise decision. They can provide an unbiased evaluation of the property's condition and identify any potential issues that may need to be addressed before putting the house on the market. This can save time and money in the long run and provide peace of mind for both the heirs and potential buyers. You want to be proactive on the sale side to instill confidence in the buyers and the buyer's agents. Preparing the house for sale can be a collaborative effort among all the heirs. Remember to communicate openly and seek professional advice when and where needed. Number three, we would have choosing the right agent. If you're planning to sell the house on the open market on the MLS, choosing the right agent to help sell a house is a crucial step in the process. It's important to have a discussion with all the heirs about the factors to consider when selecting an agent. This can include their experience in selling any kind of inherited homes, homes that need work, their knowledge of the local market, and their communication style. Working with an agent who specializes in selling inherited homes can provide numerous benefits as well. They understand the unique challenges and legalities of selling an inherited property and can provide valuable guidance throughout the entire process. They may also have a network of professionals such as estate attorneys, clean-out companies, contractors, and appraisers who can provide additional support as you and the other heirs are going through the process. Know that there are many agents out there that have a network of other agents, buyers, and investors that may look to buy the house without it even ever going on the market. In addition to selecting the right agent, you want to have a plan in place for distributing the property and proceeds among the heirs. This can involve discussing each heir's priorities and goals and finding a fair way to divide the proceeds from the sale, if that's even an option. It's important to approach this process with empathy and understanding, as it can be an emotional and challenging time for everyone involved. Number 4 is marketing and selling the house. Once you have an agent that has been selected, it's time to get it marketed and get it sold. One of the most important aspects of this process is pricing it correctly. One or more of the heirs will be appointed as an executor or personal representative for the estate, and they have a fiduciary responsibility to the estate and want to maximize the sale of the property. An experienced agent can provide guidance on pricing the house competitively, taking into account not only the local market, but also the conditions of the house and what type of competition the house will have when it actually goes on the market. Creating an attractive listing and utilizing various marketing channels can help attract potential buyers. This may include professional photography and staging, as well as advertising on popular real estate websites and social media platforms. The right agent will also take advantage of the old school social network by knocking on doors and talking to neighbors, making 100% sure to maximize traffic throughout the entire marketing process. Handling showings, offers, and negotiations for a property with multiple heirs can be super complex. Have a plan in place for how offers will be received, reviewed, and communicated to all of the heirs. This can involve setting up a system for regular updates and discussions, as well as having a process for making those decisions. It's important to approach negotiations with a clear and level head, understanding of the property's value, and all of the heirs' goals. Number 5, we have dividing the proceeds. Typically, when the house is sold, the proceeds will go back to the estate and are held in escrow by the attorney handling the case. Once all personal property and real estate has been sold and the proceeds from any kind of investment portfolios or insurance policies are paid out to the estate, all debts and fees will be taken care of, and then the proceeds of the estate will be distributed as directed by the will of the decedent. In the event that there was no will, and to avoid any kind of conflicts and disputes over distribution of proceeds, it's really important to establish clear guidelines and expectations early on in this process. This may involve hiring an attorney to draft a formal agreement that outlines how the proceeds will be divided and what will happen if any disputes arise. Depending upon your estate, the court may appoint an attorney, and the attorney will work with the state to set how the estate will be distributed. Communication and collaboration amongst the heirs is extremely critical, as each person is going to have different financial needs and priorities. Another thing that you need to consider would be any kind of tax implications, as the sale could trigger some sort of capital gains or other tax liabilities. An experienced tax professional can help heirs navigate these issues and ensure that they are in compliance with relevant tax laws. Selling an inherited house with multiple heirs can be a complex process, but by working together and seeking professional guidance, it is possible to achieve a successful sale and fair distribution of all the proceeds. Taking the time to consider all the options and planning for potential challenges up front can help ensure that the process goes smoothly and that everyone involved is satisfied with the outcome. And that's it for today's video. I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope that you have found this valuable and it's provided you with some valuable tips and insights on any process or problems that you might be running through right now. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below. And if you found this helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more helpful tips on real estate, going through the probate process, selling personal property, inherited property, or anything like that. I want to thank you for watching, and until next time, we'll see you in the next video.